What's good, crypto fam? Bitcoin is pumping. Respect the pump. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin Bollinger Bands echo a move that ended in 40% January gains. Also breaking news just in, Indonesia launches its own crypto exchange and clearinghouse as mass adoption continues. We'll also be discussing BlackRock ETF will be a big rubber yes stamp for Bitcoin, according to Charles Edwards of Capriole Investments. I'm also going to be sharing with you a whopping $7.3 million Bitcoin price prediction based on institutional asset managers and their $131 trillion that are going to be flowing into Bitcoin. We'll also be discussing Bitfinex hackers agree to forfeit billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and a new plea deal, as well as there's only 280 days left until the Bitcoin halving of 2024. We'll be comparing this cycle to the previous cycles, as well as Bitcoin exploding by over 880% to $300,000 per coin. And Mark Yusko says, in fact, it's not even a debate. It is very easy. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And welcome everyone just tuning in. This is pod episode number 1348. I'm your host, JV, and today is July 21st, 2023. Let's kick off today's show with our market watch. And like I said, respect the pump. We got Bitcoin on the cusp of recapturing 30,000, which we were above here this morning, still up 0.6% for the day, trading just under that 30,000 psychological mark. We have Ether up 0.5%, hovering at around $1,900, while XRP and Cardano are correcting and in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, the current crypto market cap sits at 1.2 trillion with about 34.5 billion in volume at the past 24 hours, with the Bitcoin dominance at 48.3% and the Ether dominance at 18.9%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, Maker leading the pack up 12%, trading at $1,142, followed by Synthetics up 8%, trading at $3.14, followed by Mass Network up 6%, trading just under $4. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past week, we also have Maker leading the pack here, up roughly 12%, along with Synthetics up 8.3%. And it's good to see the majority of them are back in the green. And checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index, we're dead in the middle with a neutral rating of 50. Yesterday was a 56 in greed, last week a 60, and last month a 59 in greed. So there you have it. And welcome to y'all just joining us. Make sure to say hello and let me know where you're from in the live chat. And at the end of the show, I'll be reading everyone's comments out loud. And with that being shared, now let's dive into today's Bitcoin technical analysis. Check out the charts and the price action. Pretty exciting stuff. Bitcoin lining up a burst of volatility that could rival its 40% January gains, according to the latest on-chain data coming from Glassnode. The Bitcoin price acted in a tight range for the entire month, using 30,000 as a focal point for sideways behavior. Popular analyst Askel Kabar says it's putting both sides of the bears to the test. Now, he also says seems like Bitcoin is exhausting many traders' patience. That is usually the condition when you see before strong moves. Not sure about the direction, though. I will stick with my well-defined boundaries. I know that increased volatility is around the corner. Capture the directional move as outlined here in this annotated chart. And according to the Bollinger Band's behavior, that move should come sooner rather than later. Send it. Let's freaking go. Now, the classic volatility indicator is currently printing a telltale sign that the days of range-bound Bitcoin price action are numbered. Bollinger Bands use standard deviation around a simple moving average to determine when an asset's price is due to shift in trend. And on Bitcoin, its upper and lower bands are unusually close together at present and more compact, in fact, than at any time since Bitcoin began its 2023 upside. Quoting them here, the digital asset market continues to see remarkably little volatility, with the classic 20-day Bollinger Bands experiencing an extreme squeeze. And it added that with a range of just 4.2%, this marked the quietest Bitcoin market since the lull of early January. And at the time, Bitcoin saw a breakout, which then continued throughout the month, bringing January gains to around 40%. Now continuing, Glassnode noted that at the current levels, there was little by way of active selling, either for profit or loss. This lack of realized activity comes despite the Bitcoin price gains since January and is a historically common phenomenon in periods after price cycle lows. Quoting them again, this compression and volatility is matched by cyclical lows and realized profit and loss being locked in by the market. The sum of profit plus losses currently equals around $290 million per day. And whilst this is a significant sum on a nominal basis, it is again comparable to the 2019 peak in the October 2020, where Bitcoin prices were 50% lower than they currently are. As such, it suggests that even though the Bitcoin market cap is 2 times larger today, investors who are holding large profits or losses are extremely unwilling to spend their coins on chain. That's right, where my hodlers at? Diamond hands fam. Make some noise. So there you have it. I mean, things are looking bullish. Thus far this year, we've had pretty significant gains, and especially since the fourth quarter of last year, when Bitcoin hit that cycle bottom of roughly $15,700, we're up approximately 100%. So let's freaking go. And with that being shared, now for the latest coming out of Indonesia. Let's break this down. Here we go. Here we go. And shout out again to everyone here in the live chat. I love y'all. The National Crypto Exchange announced by the Indonesian government a week ago has begun to function, according to a statement from the country's CFTC equivalent. The platform will be the only space in the country where the legal exchange of digital assets is allowed. Now they confirmed the opening of the exchange on July 20th as of yesterday. In addition, the agency established a futures clearinghouse along with the exchange. A clearinghouse mediates between a buyer and a seller, ensuring the transactions go smoothly. Previously, it was reported and it would restrict crypto sales to local transactions while keeping them in line with international market developments. Licensed traders will have 1 month to join the exchange. The project has been in the works since at least December of 2021, and back in September of last year, their CEO of one of 25 licensed crypto exchanges in Indonesia, partly owned by Binance, called the project a catalyst for the Indonesian crypto system. As the Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect, let's get it. The launch plan for the end of 2022 was delayed to June 2023 due to the process of reviewing potential participants of the exchange, and at the time, the country's trade minister announced that all active crypto exchanges with a national registration could join the exchange. And in 2022, the deputy minister of Indonesia's Ministry of Trade suggested several policy changes in response to the interesting year for the development of physical trading of crypto assets. And amongst them was a requirement for 2/3 of directors and commissioners at crypto firms to be Indonesian citizens. The country remains an attractive market for the crypto industry, according to this data. And in 2021, roughly 4% of the country's population, or just under 11 million people, have currently invested into crypto. So there you have it. Let's freaking go. I mean, more mass adoption is definitely a good sign, especially with all these spot Bitcoin ETFs awaiting to be approved by the SEC and the United States, which leads us to our next story of the day, talking about ETFs. Let's discuss the largest asset manager in the world's ETF, which is BlackRock. And again, welcome to y'all just joining us. So Charles Edwards at Capriole Investments was recently interviewed, and there were some really good questions. I'm just going to cherry pick a few of them, and I'll include this in the show notes below the video in the description so you can check it out in its entirety. So with the previous bullish statements continuing to stand the test of time, and after an uneventful few months, Edwards does not see the need to alter his long-term perspective, meaning he is still bullish. Bitcoin, he argues, may be less of a sure bet on the shorter time frames, but of the overarching narrative of crypto becoming a recognized global asset class undoubtedly remains. So here's the question. When we last spoke in February, Bitcoin price was 25 G's. Bitcoin is not only 20% higher today, but Bitcoin's NBT ratio is also at its highest levels in a decade. Does this suggest more upside? Charles Edwards responded, NBT is currently trading at a normal level at 202. It is trading in the middle of the dynamic range band, well below the 2021 highs. Given its normalized reading today, it doesn't tell us much, just that Bitcoin is fairly valued according to this metric alone. And he was also asked, at the time you described Bitcoin as being in a new regime, but forecasts up to 12 months upward grind to come. How has your thinking evolved since? Charles Edwards responded, that thinking mostly remains today. Bitcoin has steadily grinded up about 30% since February. The difference today is that the relative value up is slightly less as a result, and we are now trading into major price resistance at 32,000, which represents the bottom of the 2021 bull market range in confluence with major weekly and monthly order blocks. My outlook today over the short term is mixed with a bias towards cash until one of the three things occur. Number one, price clears 32,000 on the daily and weekly timeframes, or number two, the price mean reverts to the mid 20,000s, or number three, on-chain fundamentals return to a regime of growth. And he also goes on to share it's 50% harder to mine Bitcoin. There's 50% more competition, and as a result, 33% less relative Bitcoin revenue for miners. And now I'm going to just scroll to the bottom. Like I said, it's a pretty lengthy but really insightful interview at the same time. Regarding BlackRock, let's dive into this. He says, how do you think U.S. regulatory pressure will impact Bitcoin and crypto markets going forward? Do you think Binance and Coinbase are at the tip of the iceberg? He says, impossible to say for sure, but I believe the regulatory fears of early 2023 have well been overblown. Bitcoin was long ago classified as a commodity. Makes a great point. And from a regulatory perspective, it is clear. It's in the clear. There's definitely question marks on various alts, but the legal outcome of XRP being deemed not a security was definitely an interesting turn of events this month. And finally, it's pretty clear that industry and government, where it matters, is in support of this asset class and knows it is here to stay. BlackRock ETFs have a 99.8% success rate. Let that sink in, fam. And its announcement to launch a Bitcoin ETF was essentially a regulatory and financial industry green light. I agree 100%. And when asked, how do you foresee progress of the BlackRock Spot ETF and its effect on Bitcoin should it launch? And he said the BlackRock ETF approval will be huge for the industry. BlackRock, being the largest asset manager in the world, is the seal of approval, which will allow a new wave of capital to flow into the market. Many institutions sat on the sidelines last year due to the concerns and uncertainty regarding crypto regulation. ETF approval will be a big rubber yes stamp for Bitcoin. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Charles Edwards. And I also want to point this out, as shared here by British HODL, the top 500 asset managers now manage $131 trillion. And now their boss, who is Larry Fink, is turning bullish as what? On Bitcoin. If just 1% of these assets move into Bitcoin, that's $1.3 trillion. And if, I believe that's, is it BOFA, is right, Bitcoin has a 1 to 118 multiple, this could mean a $153 trillion Bitcoin market cap. Send it. Or $7.3 million Bitcoin price action. Are you ready? Let me know in the comments right down below. And I just want to check the chat again here. What's good, Salim? What's up, Tim? What's good, Kelvin? What's good, Baz? What's good, Dankness? What's good, Maximus? And I appreciate you sending me that tweet yesterday on crypto Twitter. Much love, much respect. Respect the punk. But anyways, fam, now for the latest plea deal from the Bitfinex hackers. This is actually quite interesting. Let's break this down. That's, I believe that was Heather Morgan. Is that correct? Her name? Yeah, Heather Morgan. But yeah, the couple charged with laundering $4.5 billion in crypto and conspiracy to defraud the U.S. through the 2016 hack of crypto exchange Bitfinex have reached the plea deal, according to court documents, Friday morning. All it took apparently was 9 years, right? And as part of the plea deal, the couple have agreed to forfeit proceeds from the almost 120,000 Bitcoin they stand accused of laundering. Now, the dude and his wife, because I don't know how to pronounce that dude's name, Heather Morgan, both of whom are arrested early last year, are set to appear before a judge on August 3rd and can face up to 20 years in prison. The U.S. prosecutor said that the culprits employed numerous sophisticated laundering techniques, allegedly using false identities, automating transactions, and then depositing the funds on a variety of exchanges and darknet markets, a process known as layering. And upon arrest in February of last year, the DOJ seized $3.6 billion, considered the department's largest financial seizure ever, said Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco. But many questions about how the hack and subsequent seizure of funds happened were left unanswered. And according to court documents, both parties allegedly conspired to launder almost 120,000 Bitcoins, all stolen from the Bitfinex platform when it was hacked 9 years ago in 20 or more than, oh, holy cow. No, that's what, I don't know if I'm saying that. 2016, let's just say that. Recently, the company recovered a small amount of the Bitcoin Cash, interesting, that was stolen from the notorious hack. That's very fascinating. How do you think the DOJ recovered some of that crypto? If I'm not mistaken, there was a big hack. I don't know if it was this specific case because it didn't specify here in the article, but the hackers were stupid enough to put the private keys. That was actually, I think, Scam Bankman-Fried. One of them, they put the private keys on like a document online, and they were just able to confiscate all the crypto because you don't supposed to put your private keys on the internet or on your computer whatsoever, but they were stupid enough to do so. Obviously, if the crypto would have been in a private wallet, no one would have been able to confiscate it because Bitcoin is unconfiscatable. But if you willingly put your private keys online or on your computer, obviously that can become a very easy attack vector for any any hacker that knows what they're doing. So anyways, fam, next story of the day, let's discuss the 2024 Bitcoin halving, because guess what? 280 days is just roughly 9 months away. And then we'll dive into our main story of the day, and that's Mark Yusko of Morgan Creek Digital and his prediction of a $300,000 Bitcoin price. Very easy, as he says in his own words. And again, welcome to y'all just joining us. Make sure to say hello in the live chat. Now, the halving, as we know, refers to a periodic event where the Bitcoin block rewards are permanently cut in half. The last halving, I believe, is going to be in 2140, just FYI. This event takes place every 4 years in a cyclical cycle, with the next one being scheduled to take place sometime around April of next year. The exact estimates differ between different mining-related platforms, but in the context of the current discussion, the next halving is assumed to be taking place in roughly 280 days. Let's go. Historically, halvings have held immense importance for the crypto, as the block rewards are essentially the only way to mint more of the coin. So they're being cut in half tightens the production rate of the asset and hence makes it more scarce. The height of the bull markets in the past have always occurred following the halvings, as these events come with a strong bullish narrative because of their significance. The halvings are often close as the start and end points for defining what constitutes a Bitcoin cycle. An analyst on Twitter had posted this chart you can see on your screen that compares how the current Bitcoin cycle looks against the previous cycles when they were at similar points as in their life. Right now, as you can clearly see here, the Bitcoin cycles all took place at around the same number of days since the halving. Interesting, right? This is only assuming, of course, that the bottom observed after the FTX crash back in November of 2022 was really the cyclical low for the ongoing cycle of the asset. I believe it to be. I don't see us dropping back down to sub 20,000 ever again. But what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Likewise, the cycle peaks also appear to have occurred at similar points for the ongoing and past couple of cycles. And in terms of where the last two cycles were at the stage of the ongoing cycle, the previous epoch was at the height of the April 2019 rally, while 2 cycles ago, Bitcoin was in the early bull market build-up phase. It is unclear currently which of these past the current Bitcoin cycle might take. Let me know your prediction in the comment below. In the chart, the data for the realized price for the asset during each cycle is also listed, and in simple terms, what this price signifies is the cost basis of the average hodler in the market. It looks like this indicator has been remarkably close during the previous 2 cycles, and the current one hasn't been different so far either. And at the current stage of the cycles, the realized price had split a bit between the last 2 cycles as they took different paths towards the halving. Now, the Bitcoin realized price is currently right between these 2 curves, further showing the uncertainty of which the 2 paths Bitcoin might follow, if either of them at all. So there you frickin' have it. And welcome y'all just tuning in now for our main story of the day. That's Mark Yusko's most recent prediction that the Bitcoin price will hit 300,000. Very easy, as he says in his own words. So let's break this down, and shout out to Mark Yusko, who is the CEO of crypto hedge fund Morgan Creek Digital. Yusko says in a new Wolf of Wall Street's interview that if Bitcoin is considered the digital equivalent of gold, it could potentially reach the same market cap as the precious metal, which would be 887% from the current levels to a price of $300,000 per coin. Quoting Mark here, if you have a base case and that market cap of Bitcoin should roughly equal gold's market cap, a reasonable assumption, we say that Bitcoin is digital gold and it plays the role of base money. Let's just round gold, the market cap, to 12 trillion, which it probably is. But here is the thing. Half of that gold isn't money, it's jewelry, it's chalices and stuff that isn't really used as a monetary base. So that half is 6 trillion. That is a 10x from here. The current price of Bitcoin is 30,000, so 10x is 300,000 per coin. 300,000 to me is so easy, we don't even have to have a debate. Very bold words. I love that. So easy, we don't need a debate. Because the idea of Bitcoin being better than gold as a store of value, unit of account, as more portable. If I had a bar of gold and I wanted to break it in half and send you half, I am not strong enough to break a bar of gold first of all. Secondly, I couldn't stuff it into my computer to send it to you. If I want to send you some Bitcoin, it's just a couple of buttons and we're done. Facts. So that is a superior store of value. So I believe the Bitcoin gold equivalence is a no-brainer. And when Bitcoin can reach 300,000, here's what Mark had to share. Now when? Tomorrow? Next day? I don't care. Sometime in the future. That's easy, that $300,000 number. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with Mark Yusko that 300,000 Bitcoin is easy and inevitable and only a matter of time. And to watch this video he did with the Wolf of Wall Streets on Scott Melker's podcast, check the show notes below the video in the description. So there you frickin' have it. Now let's dive into our live Q&A. Shout out to everyone here today in the live chat. I appreciate y'all's support. Bitcoin Maximus was popping. Satwise Jenks in the building. Coin Father, Versi Bower, welcome. Good to see y'all. Will Stop Son was popping. Baz Dragon, Hodl Mike 73 was good. Tim Moo, welcome, welcome. Kelvin Watson, good to see you, fam, as always. And I'm going to scroll all the way to the top, start reading as many comments out loud as I possibly can. Ka-ching, ring it up, says MJ. Word up, let's get it. Bitcoin 670,000 be like the gold market cap. That's right. It's inevitable, only a matter of time. In fact, I think it was the Winklevoss twins who were the first to make the case for a $500,000 Bitcoin. They published their report a few years back, and I've covered that a few times here on the show. Very good insights, and it's basically based on that same fact that when the Bitcoin market cap surpasses that of gold, whether it be 10 or 12 trillion, wherever that number is sitting today, it is very likely Bitcoin to surpass that 500,000 mark, which is a $500,000 price action. Send it. Let's freaking go. Dankness says Bitcoin is above 30,000. Let's blast off this round and do a God candle to 40,000 this weekend. Full send. Please, God, listen to Digital Dankness. May all of his wishes, prayers, and dreams come true. Just saying. Trust me, I am not a bully, but I do like knowing I can protect those I care about and eat bullies for lunch. That's what's up. And I think he's referring to he just started taking some kickboxing classes. Much respect to you. I grew up in martial arts, from kung fu to boxing, and I'm all for it as well. I think it's it's in our nature to be able to defend ourselves, especially against the forces of evil. So we do so monetarily wise with Bitcoin, protecting ourselves from the central banking cartels and CBDCs. We also got to do so physically, you know what I mean? Which we have the opportunity to do. So much love, much respect. Is your crypto deemed not a security? That would make it a commodity, correct? That's a good question. Yeah, because right now, only a few cryptos got the clarity. Bitcoin clearly is deemed a commodity by both the CFTC chairman, who is Jerome Powell, as well as Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC. So that's a no-brainer. We now know that XRP has been sold on the exchanges as not an unregistered security. We got clarity on that as well. And I think that may set precedent for a lot of the other altcoins in which the SEC is deeming unregistered securities in their current lawsuits against Coinbase and Binance/Binance US. But you let me know your thoughts. I mean, obviously, if it is a commodity, there's a lot of advantages, and they're not going to be enforced and looked over by some of these organizations, which clearly do not have our best interest at hand. And if it is a commodity, would that be on par with lumber, crops, etc.? I do believe so. That would be correct from my understanding of a commodity. Thanks for the awesome question, Dankness. Appreciate that. James Jones says, stop the cap. Yo, what's the cap here? You don't believe in the prediction? Was poppin'? Be specific, because I don't know what part of the show precisely you mentioned that comment. And someone said, what do you mean by that? Who's capping, Dankness? The only cap I see here is your caps lock. That is kind of funny. Hype in the chat. You gotta love it. Because if it is a commodity, doesn't that mean the government can tax it like when we buy milk and eggs? That's a good question. I don't even know the answer to that. I thought my understanding was unless there's a realized gain, they can't tax it. That was my understanding. And if you live in places like El Salvador, where Bitcoin is the legal tender, or if you have some of the advantages of being here in Puerto Rico and make this your primary residence and get qualified for Act 60, there is no capital gains tax on any investment gains. That includes real estate and cryptocurrency. So I guess it all depends. You know what I mean? But good question. And yes, this is pod number 1348. The greatest compliment you can do, which is free to help support the show, is just smash that like button. The only caveat, naturally, you have to be logged into your YouTube account to interact in the live chat. But I encourage you to do so. Probably 20% of the audience are just not logged in. So if you guys just logged in, it would help out tremendously, as we'd have 20% more thumbs up. And I'm proud to say that the thumbs up to thumbs down ratio in our show is 99%. Ultimately meaning that for every 100 viewers who appreciate and love the show and give a thumbs up, only one troll or hater gives us a thumbs down. Those are numbers I love here personally. Yeah, new studio equipment coming end of the month is going to take the show to the next level. Cannot wait. So good question there. Dankness, what's good, Jim Junkie? Welcome, fam. Good to see you. What's poppin'? What's new? Happy Friday, gamblers. What's poppin'? Says Dan Drummond. What's good, Dan? How you been, brother? Good to see you. What's new? What's poppin'? Holla, holla. Sun and fun, that's great. Always. Hail JV and the Crypto News Alerts fam. How's everyone in the house? Appreciate that, Maximus. Much love and much respect as always. Thanks, JV. It's a pleasure to be here with the King Crypto crew. Appreciate that, Boz. Chris says, what's up, fam? What's up, Chris Minka? What's poppin'? We have a beautiful weekend ahead. Hopefully we continue this pumpage and we can get back above 30 and maintain it. Would love to see a new yearly high. I think need to, what is that, 32,000 mark, around that level. From Eddie says, I never got the notification ever. You must be doing something right. That is right. Oftentimes, YouTube doesn't send a notification even when you are subscribed with notifications turned on. If that's the case, my suggestion, turn off notifications by hitting the bell again, and then do it again and repeat it and see if it fixes it. You also supposed to get an email notification from YouTube when I am going live, when you have notifications turned on, but for some reason, not everyone receives it, and I agree, I'm probably doing something right. And yesterday was interesting because the viewers, in comparison to my previous shows over the past couple of months, were tremendously lower, but I said some very truth-revealing things, and I'm curious if those keywords that I said I'm being punished for, which can happen as well. So you kind of have to be careful about what you talk about on censored platforms like YouTube. It's just the unfortunate truth. It's sad, but it's the reality we live in. So yeah, you guys let me know. How many of you are receiving notifications? Let me know in the comments. Let's go Pepe, says Tim Moo. And let's go Bitcoin. Satwise in the building. What's good? Happy Friday, TGIF, and welcome Stizzle. Welcome One Glenn Co. JV saw the pop-up, clicked it immediately, watched 5 seconds of commercial. I think only missed a few starting words. That's what's up. And heads up, if you want to turn your ads off on YouTube, just get the premium membership. I got my premium membership 2-3 years ago. Best decision I ever made. Best $9.99 I spend because I don't have to put up with a single ad unless you just like watching ads. I mean, my background in marketing, sometimes I just appreciate watching ads to see how they grab attention and learn from them. But at the same time, I've seen enough ads in my lifetime to not want to have to sit through them anymore. So I prefer the premium membership, and I'd suggest that to anyone who just don't want to see ads no more. It'll make your YouTube experience so much cooler. How many of you have a premium membership? Let me know. And I don't get paid from YouTube for promoting their premium membership. I just personally don't like sitting through multiple ads to watch content, but that's just me. What's up, Tim's Crypto? What's poppin'? Maximus, it's quiet before the storm, JV. It always is. Bitcoin is not pumping, I know. And a few hours ago, we were above 30,000 and pumping more, and we just hit back under that 30,000 mark, which seems to be a strong psychological resistance at the current moment. Thanks, Bitcoin Maximus as well. Shiba Doggy and many other meme coins showed themselves very well. Now it's time for Pepe and Milady. Is that pronounced My Lady or Milady or Milady? Let me know. I have no clue. Salim, the weirdo always says trillion going to Bitcoin. The weirdo should say going to cryptos and not Bitcoin only. Well, let me correct myself. Trillions will absolutely go into Bitcoin and trillions will absolutely go into crypto. Both are a matter of fact. You know what I mean? Because if $1 trillion hypothetically went into Bitcoin, that's $1 trillion going into crypto. Do you understand? But at the same time, yeah, $100 trillion worth of institutional money will flow into crypto, which the lion's share will obviously be Bitcoin, will it not? It has the largest market cap. So I think those statements I say are factual. You guys let me know if I'm in the wrong here. Bitcoin is understandable, but mama coins or meme coins, Pepe, Milady show themselves well, have large communities. Kelvin says infinity, Bitcoin, relentless freedom. Let's freaking go. Word up, Kelvin. One love, fam. Alts pump 10% and the poop coiners get overly bullish. It does seem to be this way. Baz says, I've only owned Bitcoin since April and I'm up 5%, which is great, but it must be special to watch when it goes parabolic. Oh, it is. As someone who invested in his first Bitcoin at under $2,000, there is no better feeling than watching a God candle or Bitcoin go parabolic. It's the greatest feeling in the world. We aren't here to promote coins that could be a scheme. We want people to better their financial positions. Facts, dankness. Better to blaze 420 than buy poop coins. Word up, Will. Let's go. BlackRock is the gateway drug for the other institutions. That's right. Larry Fink, who is the CEO, other institutions will likely follow, the pack, kind of like dominoes falling one after the other. Hence, as soon as they launched their application for the spot Bitcoin ETF, how many other major institutions did the same thing, copying in their footsteps, like a dozen? So you're right. In terms of commerce, these are not just memes. A lot of people have earned a lot. This is a big plus, says Tim. Left keys on the computer. What's up, Coin Father? Stop trying to push meme coins, bro. Take that as your first warning, says Maximus. Word. Dankness. Look back at the meme coin history. Most are pump and dump schemes. Very few have stood the test of time. If you make money on meme coins, that's great. But the point I made stands true. Word. Yes, there's always a risk, but this is a cryptocurrency. Whoever is lucky, says Tim. The beauty I love about Bitcoin, it has nothing to do with luck, nothing to do with gambling. It's a guaranteed thing. It's guaranteed to continue going up in purchasing power against the dollar, as the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to continue losing its purchasing power, because they will just continue to print more money, as they has shown us, as they continue to print trillions and trillions more until the wheels fall off, until they roll out their CBDC, and we live in a cashless society, and Bitcoin is the only antidote. Meme coins might not be able to save you, but just saying. So truly, who is your savior? Yo, Bitcoin Max, I've been here, but working on making a slideshow for Bitcoin educational classes. It will start in September. Much love and respect to the Coin Father, a Bitcoin OG here on the channel, showing a lot of support. Appreciate all that you do, fam. Coin Father says, I have the financial advisor on my base me primer Bitcoin, my first Bitcoin. I gave her a copy, had a discussion with her at work yesterday and she is orange pilled already. Boom. Fantastico. That's what's up. Who else we got here? Bart DeBellis was popping. Stizzle was good. We have Steve Soe. What's up? Buy that dip, Kings. Bitcoin coming soon. You already know. Send it to 300,000. Let's freaking go. Bring it. Good. Would you consider getting on Rumble? I absolutely would. I think as an experiment, I uploaded a video and it virtually got 0 views. So I feel like unless I have a big audience and I tell them all to go to Rumble, no one's going to find it. Whereas with YouTube, you upload a video, being it's the largest video platform in the world, the right people just happen to find it. But I'm absolutely a fan of Rumble because I love what they're doing with free speech, and they're not being censored as we are here on YouTube. So I appreciate the suggestion. For example, I watched Andrew Tate uncensored, personally, him with Tristan, always on Rumble. I know Dana White, I don't watch it, but I know he had to launch his Slapbox League videos on Rumble as well. And there's a lot of other influencers on there. And I think it will continue to grow as the censorship continues here on YouTube. So who knows, maybe one day Rumble will be my primary platform. And Rumble, if you're watching, if you have some sort of deal for me to move over from YouTube to Rumble, I'm open to entertaining that and would love to take advantage of it. So holla. When a Satoshi hits a penny, I believe Bitcoin will be at $1 million. Well, let's get that Satoshi to a penny then, shall we? J-Dub, what's good, fam? Good to see you in the building. UK, it's capital gains tax on crypto. How much is capital gains tax in crypto? I know capital gains is no joke in the United States, depending upon if it's considered short-term or long-term. I know it can vary, some depending upon what state that you're in. Puerto Rico, 100,000 party. Let's get it, says Gary. Word up, Gary. Shout out from North Carolina. That's a good reminder. When the Bitcoin price action finally surpasses the six-figure mark, we are going to have a celebration, and everyone here is invited. I'm getting a shirt made for my birthday to wear at Pacific Bitcoin with my Lightning wallet address. That's what's up, Coin Father. You definitely have to take pictures and share that with us. My subscription just went up to $13.99 today. Are you talking about a YouTube subscription? You for real, Robert? I didn't know that. Maybe my subscription went up as well, but I will say with inflation, I'd expect nothing less, and it's still worth it. Even if it was $20 a month, I'd pay it to save, being disturbed with commercials on YouTube all the time, because I spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos and researching and things of that nature. So for me, honestly, if it was $100 a month, I'd still pay it because I value my time that much. It'd still be worth it to me. So $13.99, what the heck? I met someone who was friends with Michael Saylor that worked for MicroStrategy and has 10 Bitcoin. He holds an annual festival in Pennsylvania next weekend and invited us as personal guests. That's what's up, Statwise. Take advantage of it, fam. He told me at least 6 awesome Saylor stories. Can't wait to hear more. Oh boy, I'd love to hear those myself. Yeah, the premium membership. That's right. That's what we're talking about on YouTube. I think it's just called the premium membership. A few years ago when I initially got it, it was called YouTube Red, and then I think they rebranded it for whatever reason. I don't think I ever heard your story on how you got into crypto or how you got wealthy. You got after your first investments. I don't know if that's referring a question to me, Gray, but me personally, before I even got into Bitcoin, I first discovered Bitcoin in 2017, but before I got into it, I was already a multi-million-dollar income earner. So Bitcoin didn't make me wealthy. I already produced a lot of income and had a lot of success in my past, ventures with building businesses online. So Bitcoin helped me protect this money, and that's why I needed something to protect it, because I know how easily money can be confiscated or taken away from you from the forces of evil, which I've never had trust of. So I was like, wow, now I can make money that's unconfiscatable. Whoa, sign me up. So, not the most exciting story, but I recognize the use case for it because I was having a lot of success building my online businesses, and my biggest struggle for years was merchants. Merchants shut you down, and if a merchant shuts you down, then how do you accept payment? And it was always a problem with the banks and merchants. And it wasn't that I was doing anything wrong. It was only because I was doing a lot of transactions. When you make a lot of transactions, for example, using a provider like PayPal to accept transactions on the internet, let's say you make 30 sales in one day. Oh, that's a red flag. Now we're going to freeze your account. You can no longer use PayPal. You can no longer access your funds. We're going to freeze them for 6 months. And it was like one nightmare after the other. I'm like, why is it so difficult to just be able to receive payments? You know what I mean? Building a legitimate business online. So when I discovered Bitcoin, peer-to-peer, it just made so much sense. It was like opening up Pandora's box. So since, and I think I first got introduced to Bitcoin watching a TED Talk from Andreas Antonopoulos. So a lot of love and respect to that dude. He shared a speech entitled The Internet of Money and talked about, I can just relate to that guy because I kind of think the same way. I don't trust the government. You know what I mean? So it was an alternative way to grow, grow my wealth and protect it, even more importantly, because I was looking precisely for that. So as they say, everyone finds Bitcoin at the right time. I was meant to find it in 2017. Unfortunately, I wasn't meant to find it in 2012 or 2008, like some of the earliest Bitcoin adopters and OGs like, Max Kaiser, who has been preaching from the rooftops about Bitcoin since around 2008, 2009 via the Kaiser Report. I remember watching videos of Max and Stacy promoting Bitcoin back when it was only $1. I wish I was following Max and Stacy back then, but hey, better late than never. You know what I mean? Hopefully that answered your question. I sent a sat to the QR code hoping to see something on the live stream. No, it's not like built in that way. I have to manually go to my Lightning wallet and check it to find it. And I also get an email notification. I did receive 2,000 sats from someone that might be you, but unless you attach a message, I don't know the name or who sent it, so I can't really shout you out. But if you include a message in it, I could shout that out, and I'll do that in the future episode. I didn't pull it up here today because it wasn't on the top of my mind, but that's a great suggestion, and I appreciate you sharing that. The advantage of sending it through the QR code via Bitcoin is there's no third-party fee. When you send a super chat contribution through YouTube, they take 30%. So for example, if someone sent me $10, $3 would go to YouTube. I would keep $7 in my next YouTube check. However, anyone can zap me sats in real time just by using your phone via the Lightning Network, using an app such as Strike, Jack Muller's company. Bada boom, bada bing, a few clicks. And I appreciate anything you guys do send. Much love, much respect. I have to rewatch. I just joined 300,000 incoming. Send it, Mark G, and word up. It's simple 8th grade math. If you don't understand, go back to school. That's right, Coin Father. He created great quotes to use. Word up. If you record, can you post it over there? Oh, yes, I could do that. Are you referring to Rumble? So that's something I can do. I can just upload each episode to that platform and make a habit of it. I just got to remember. So if that's popular demand, if I get a lot of requests to do that, I'll take the time out of my day every day to do it. Probably, I heard Andrew Tate talk about there's an automatic way to upload your videos. When you upload them to YouTube, they can automatically be uploaded to Rumble. That would be ideal and save me a lot of time. If anyone has information on that, I'll probably start Googling it after the show and see what I find because, hey, anything to save time is worth it in my opinion. I agree, Jack. Zap should hit JB's phone during the show for shout-outs like YouTube tips. We can send him a short message in the description to like the YouTube tip. I think that'd be great. So my question for any tech-savvy people, how do I connect that to where YouTube would notify me or something in real time? Or I should just pull up my email and see if that works because I do get the email in real time, but I have to check my inbox. So let me check my email, see if any zaps came in, and I'll shout you guys out in real time. If you can figure out a way for it to show on the screen, that's even greater, but it's beyond my technical know-how, so I would need a little assistance with that. But I'm sure one of you guys can probably point me in the right direction, provide some insights. So yeah, let's see. The last zap that I did receive was boom, boom. And I have so many emails. Make sure I'm in the right inbox as well. Let's see. Here we go. Here's the correct inbox. Let's see if there's any zaps coming in from today. Scrolling through a ton of emails. Any zaps? Any zaps? Any zaps? I don't see any. I don't see any today. So I think the last one I received was yesterday for 2,000 sats. But yeah, we'll figure that out. It's not a big deal, fam, but I appreciate the insights. Anything to improve the show, we're going to do. Like you'll notice, I did put a B cam. I changed like the B cam thing, removing like, you know, the sidebar. I didn't feel it was necessary for the B cam. And like I said, I have a bunch of new studio equipment on the way that's going to make this show 10 times better. So I cannot wait. Have faith, fam. Kelvin, yeah, I'm passionate to help humanity. That's what's up, Coin Father. Much love. Aboard the life raft. That's what's up. Yes, Rumble, please, Sis Dizzle. You can probably stream simultaneously after you get enough subs. I like that idea. I think Capital Gains in the UK has an allowance of €6,000 profit. You pay tax on anything over that, and I think 20% you have sell, obviously, for it to be a taxable event. So yeah, it needs to be a realized gain, obviously. Same in the United States, probably similar. UK Court of Appeal rules Craig Wright's copyright claim over Bitcoin file format can proceed. Interesting DS flat. Most YouTubers shout out the zaps on the next day stream. Okay, that would make sense unless, again, we know how to technically figure this all out to where it's just on the screen somehow. 300,000 by 2029, says Matic. I believe 300,000 is most likely can occur by 2025, but we shall soon see. Let's see. You need to speak to Mitch Ray. He has a real-time payment system. He may have developed his own system. Good to note, Paul. Appreciate the insights. Anyways, fam, now for a recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. I broke down the latest technical analysis as Bitcoin Bollinger Bands echo a move that ended in 40% January gains. We also discussed breaking news of Indonesia launching its crypto exchange as well as clearinghouse, as well as BlackRock ETF. will be a big rubber yes stamp for Bitcoin, according to Charles Edwards of Capriole Investments. We also discussed Bitfinex hackers agree to forfeit billions of dollars in Bitcoin in their newest plea deal. We also discussed Bitcoin halving in 2024 is only roughly 280 days away, which is roughly 9 months. And we discussed what this cycle looks like in comparison to the previous cycles. And we also discussed Bitcoin exploding over 880% from the current level to over $300,000. And Mark Yusko, in fact, says it's so easy, we don't even have to have a debate. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next?